What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. This, as you guys see by the title, is the Capricorn reading. I am a Capricorn, so hopefully I can relate to some of these messages. As you guys know, I often give life advice too within my readings, so I should be able to, right? It's pretty much general messages, general information, but hopefully it does resonate with you guys at the moment that you need it to. Without further ado, let's get into this reading. All right, so for my Capricorn, self-worth is the first one that came out for you guys. Hold on, make sure. Let me get this right. Let me get my camera. Okay, cool. So when you have a self-worth, right, you gotta apply your own value to yourself. You know what I mean? This comes from not listening to your environments or not listening to the people around you, because I've had people in my life that when I was trying to do something, they kind of shut it down. Like, oh no, like one time I was volunteering for a job that I later got in the future. And I know I often talk about, working a job, or I prefer people to go independent, because I found out, it's more, you become more of a happier person just doing what you're supposed to do in general, right? Doesn't matter what you do, doesn't matter what job you work. You do what you love, but call it work, right? I heard that in a song, by the way. But it's called Buy Dirt. You should go check that out. But look, so when it came down to me, I've got information from other resources where they was telling me not to volunteer because I wasn't getting paid or things like that. But I later ended up getting a job, long story short. It just goes to show you got to start valuing yourself, not allowing people to put a value on you. You know what I mean? Don't allow your situation, your people surrounding you or your environment to detail whether or not you should try new things. You know what I mean? Like, self-value can even, that's what it says, right? Self-worth. Self-worth is like self-valuing. You can up your value by doing certain things, picking up new skills, new traits. It's kind of like a relationship, right? If you get with somebody that constantly wants to evolve or constantly wants to better themselves, their value that you seek in that person goes up every day. Every day you become more and more in love with that person. So it's the same way with you guys. Make sure that you guys, when you want to establish you as a person and you want to get better, make sure you're not allowing people to determine your self-value, even when it comes down to jobs. And if you're working a job, don't let people guilt trip you into remaining at that certain position, because, like, I know I had to leave a certain position because I wanted to do more of my time. You know what I mean? And unless you're like heavily invested, or unless you heavily want to do something, and you're willing to invest more time into it, invest probably even finances into that career, then unless you're trying to do that, then you might as well find something that you truly care about and are willing to invest time and effort and financial situations into that, right? So self-worth came out for you guys. Hopefully that, I broke it down for, as my I'm giving my kind of, viewpoint on self-worth. Speak your world into being. So this is a manifestation card. Affirmations are pretty good. This is one of those things that, how, like, okay, for an example, I'm going to give you guys a perfect example for anybody that needs to hear this. Women sometimes go to the doctor and they're sad that women can't have a baby or whatever. I've watched this show where there was like this basketball player. I don't think he was like well known, but it wasn't really about basketball. It was really about houses, like houses being built, like dream homes being built and stuff like that. And this guy, he wanted a basketball gym in his house, right, in his dream home. So the woman, like, was his wife, and she was explaining, like, she didn't know she could have kids until, I guess, they didn't stop believing or something like that, and then they just ended up having kids, right, having like 5 or 6 of them actually. So what that goes and shares me, and as well as hopefully it shares you guys, is never believe just because of the circumstances that somebody has told you, or the environment, or like I said, your exterior environment. Never let that stop your inner environment, your inner self, your inner thoughts. Always speak the good things into existence, even if everything looks like it's about to fail, or everything looks like it's about to. Don't be playing. Y'all might be taking off. Listen, y'all heard that playing? But look, never stop, speaking good things into existence, because all you have is your words at the end of the day. You know what I mean? When all fails, all we have is to speak. The least we can do is use our words to the positive manner as possible. So make sure you guys are speaking good things into your world, even if it seems very unlikely as to the society's eyes. Never stop. Like let's put it like this. It was seen in my situation very unlikely that I can go this route with this YouTube thing. But, you know, God makes a way. You know what I mean? To everybody else's eyes, it seems unlikely that people that knew me personally, but God makes a way. You know what I mean? So never let that stop you. Never let your exterior or people in your bubble or people that's trying to talk you out of it to stop you from chasing what you feel is right for you, right? All right, next one is embrace the flow of life. And this comes on a spectrum of on the lines of, you know, things are not always going to go the way that you plan them to, you know, and that's okay. Everything takes its time. Some things go up and down. I was just over there by, I was just, you know, gazing off, right? Gazing off and just kind of thinking. I like to sit down and just think about a lot of things, right? And I just realized, like, my life was like a roller coaster. It went up. I had my up movements like everybody else, you know what I mean? Nothing special on my end. You probably go through the same things. Most likely, if you're watching videos like this, you probably need, you know, you're probably going through it right now as we speak. And I've realized this. But one thing I've realized is consistency always beats anything, right? So just be consistent in what you're doing. And trust all will be well within the process and allow things to play out the way it is. Sometimes you're not going to understand what God has in store for you, and sometimes you're going to go through certain situations. Like I say, you're going to work certain jobs you don't like just to obtain certain skills. You're going to meet certain people, or you're going to go through certain things that you might have not wanted to go through, but you're going to end up meeting people. I can name off a list and multiple situations, but as we go through with this channel, and if you guys are a loyal supporter, you will get to know more and more about me. Not too much in detail, but I can give you numerous of examples and facts proven. Well, you wouldn't know if they're facts or not, but I can say off the top of my head a good bit of stuff. And as you guys continue to, you know, view in and tap in, then yeah, you will get some scoops of that. So embrace the flow of life. Allow things to flow as they shall, right? There was some time ago where I tried to make these videos 8 minutes long, but then I realized, like, I gotta let it flow, because if I try to limit the time, I'm probably not getting the messages how I want them to, right? Lessons in blood, right? For my Capricorns, you might have to take a few licks. You might have to bleed a little bit, not like literally bleed sometimes, right? But sometimes you get into little situations, of course. But what it's meaning is sometimes you're gonna have to go through pain to learn your most valuable lessons. Sometimes it might be hard pain, it might be relationship pain, might be headache pain, it might be betrayal, whatever the case is. Sometimes you go through things where not only do you learn to move smarter and to move more on point and to avoid certain situations, but you also go through things to help you appreciate when the new things come in your life. Because that's a big thing. When the higher power doesn't see, if they see that you're not appreciating the things that you have today, it's not going to grant you more things. And that's just what it is, right? Because it's like a child, right? If you tell a child to save the money and they don't save the money, you think you're going to give them more money? It don't work that way. You know what I mean? It just doesn't. Because there's the principles of life that everybody should have. Some people don't, and they have to pay the repercussions for it later on in life. So, you know. So it says, there are worlds within you, right? Remember this. There are worlds within you. You are customized to your own world. Like, what it's your world, I'm just in it. Or it's my world, you're just in it. What that means is, life is as raw as you make it, right? Life is as, and I got that quote from OMB Peasy, the rapper. So, you know what I'm saying? If that's exactly the quoted line that he said. Life is raw as you make it. And it is, you know what I mean? Shout out to him. But for real, like, you know, it is what it is. You gotta, even when you listen to music and you watch certain videos, take from it. Like, I take from people, and if I feel like, you know, it's relatable, I'll shout their name out. And I'm not glorifying nobody, and I'm not downing nobody on this channel, but I give my props to people when it's due, right? The point is, you gotta understand that if you want to change your life, you got to change your lifestyle. And we have a world within our own minds. Like, we're like as who we are today, and all the things we have at our fingertips, we have such a great imagination, and we can make anything possible. Sometimes you got to be willing to do things for free, right? Not everything's going to come at a financial cost, and not everything is going to be beneficial to your end up front. Just like if you start a business, you're not going to receive the same amount of money you would working a job, but then later down the line you end up receiving 6 figures, 7 figures more than you would working for somebody else. Just what it is, right? And you do the same amount of skill, the same amount of time. I'm just going to show you guys, it's like we make our own world. You know, unless you're in a position where you're staying with your peoples and they're straight up treating you like, treating like, BS, and or you in a real messed up predicament. If you know what I'm saying, if you're just, if you're struggling with like simple things like bills and things like that, trust me when I tell you, let these things play out, enjoy, embrace the flow of life, let them play out how they're supposed to, and you start making the necessary things. Focus on things that you can have control over. Stop focusing on things that you can't. Like, focus on your health. Focus on the way that you think. Focus on the habits you do. Read more instead of watching TV more. Things like that. Educate yourselves. I don't care if you guys watch one of my videos and take this for the rest of your life. The point of my videos is to help people. You know what I mean? So if I feel like I'm helping somebody, I did my job, right? So make sure you guys are taking that in. Hopefully all of that rambling that I just did helped you guys to understand that you got to look at your world, your everyday. You got to look at it. You got to have fun with it too. You know what I mean? No matter, even if a job pays more than the next job, if you feel like you got to leave a certain job to go to the next job to, better yourself or to, bring out more character in you, do so. You know what I mean? All right, next one we have is loss, right? So my Capricorns, you guys might have had to take a loss, or you might even be taking a loss, or you might be going to take a loss. A lot of loss is going to come with a lot of winnings. A lot of times, let me tell you guys, what makes a trophy so passionate, what makes any material that you gain so appreciative, why you become so appreciative of it, because you remember all the past times you couldn't buy them. You guys ever walk into a Snickers shop or walk into any store and bought something out of your own money for the first time, and you remember your parents always told you no, or you just got told no a few times and you just was like, I'm just going to get it myself. Those are the type of things that it's nothing like being able to win sometimes, right? But the winning only feels like winning when you've lost. If you've never lost before, it's not winning. It's just you just getting something. It's like a rainy day and a sunny day, and I say this all the time on this channel. If you never experience a rainy day, you're never gonna understand the value of a sunny day. It's always in times when you're walking in the rain that you experience a sunny day, you appreciate it more. So when you take these losses, my Capricorns, whether you took them in the past, the present, or the future, make sure that you guys are remembering, with these losses, I'm going to appreciate my winnings even more, right? All right, what else we got for the Capricorns? I don't know, and the crazy part is I had to shout your boy out. Like, I felt wrong saying your boy's line and not shouting that rap out. So I had to give y'all that name. Normally I don't name drop, but that right there, it was on the top of my head. I was just listening to him, so you feel me? I don't have like an idol or nothing like that, but that's somebody I had to get to y'all, right? So it says twisting, right? A symbol of depicting the twists and turns of life and the need to be versatile and resilient to survive. As I said before, I speak on jobs and entrepreneurship, but I've worked multiple jobs. I'm now just getting into the entrepreneur lifestyle, or when I say entrepreneur, it's not no special thing to it. It's just working for yourself and providing value in return. The difference is you're taking away the middleman. So basically, when you work for a job, you're still providing the same services. The only difference is you don't have the promotion like you would as a job. You don't have the establishment. You don't have the facility. No, all of that was provided for you. But if you can create that environment, such as a workspace. Like I have a workspace here, I'm providing value to you guys. I have a system, I have a time management. Now, of course, I don't have exactly a specific time or nothing, because I try to live life spontaneously because I'm on YouTube, so I can do it that way. Thankfully, sometimes you also gotta take your benefits. It's like if you was working a job and your office had free water, you're gonna take advantage of that, right? It's the same thing with me. So what I'm trying to show you guys is, sometimes when you're working certain jobs, yes, you got to be flexible. Yes, you got to be, you got to have a flexible mind. Now, this is pretty cool because I just spoke on this earlier regarding sometimes you got to transition too. Like if you say you're comfortable at this position, right, at this job or whatever, But you know red flags, right? You peep red flags. You peep what's going on. You see some snake activity. That's what one thing about it. That's one thing you need to look out for. So you peep that, right? If you feel that you're tired more often and you feel like you're becoming less and less of a value to the company, maybe it's time for you to transition into something else. So that one thing I'll tell you guys this, even though at this point in my life I'm not against, I'm not biased or unbiased to jobs or entrepreneurship, but what I can say is this: if you're gonna work for somebody, you don't want to leave on a bad report. You don't want to get fired. It's much better to resign from the position than to get fired. So if you feel like you're lacking or you feel like you're not into the job no more, the last thing you want to do is showcase that long enough to where they decide to let you go. Because when you get fired, it just shows the next opportunity or the next job or the next client that you try to take on as an entrepreneur, or the next offer from a job place that you can't handle the position that was granted to you. So if you guys made it this far to this video, you guys getting a lot of good advice. So hopefully you guys take heed to that. I've learned that, so I'm just giving you guys the advice. But make sure that you guys just, resign yourself rather than getting fired. But yeah, that's the survival tactic. You gotta switch sometimes positions so that you can obtain what you need. And this is all about opportunities. When you see an opportunity, when you see a little hole or a little kind of like a little gap of opportunity, you might get a job offer. You might have to leave this job that you've been here for 20, 30 years. You might have to dip because you see red flags. That opportunity didn't come for no reason. Yeah, that opportunity might come and you might only stay at that job for a year or 2 years. But hey, it's about survival at the end of the day. And I talk about this when as far as finances goes, because we all have a house to live in. We all got internet. You got internet because you're watching this right now. So you got internet. So if you got internet bills and all of that, finance is the biggest thing. However, don't go do nothing. Don't go sell yourself out for no money either. It's not worth it. You know what I mean? Don't go, and for men, no name dropping, but don't go put on a dress. Don't go do all of that craziness. Don't do it don't do it when I say that, don't do it at a wheel where you don't want to do it. If you're a man and you like wearing dresses, go be it. But don't go sell yourself out for a dress or put a dress on. Belittle yourself for some money because you want to keep up a lifestyle. It just doesn't make sense. It's just at that point you're not even you no more. You know what I mean? That's one thing that's kept me surviving all these years. Like, well, not all these years because I'm still young, but I'm talking about just avoiding certain situations, being real, being authentic, not treating people like, you know what I'm saying, and also standing up for yourself. So it's just a lot of different things that can make you or break you. But like I said, it's about survival. And when I speak on financial survival, I'd rather you guys focus on yourselves and building yourself up than turn around and tell you guys some falsified lie and, act like everything's okay. Because if you're right now at a position where you don't want to invest no more money, no more time, no more energy to a position that you're in right now, you'd rather do something else with your time and you have more value in something else, go do it. Who am I to get mad at you? And who is a company to get mad at you? You have to follow your dream. You only have one life to live. As cliche as it sounds, it's real. Once you're going on this earth, that's it. Once you're on your last breath, what you're gonna, So, sorry if I spit just now. My bad. Unleash your kindest self, right? Sometimes it gets frustrating. I know how it gets. You walk into an establishment and things like that, and things don't go your way, or you're talking to your family members, things don't go your way, or in a relationship, things don't go your way. You always got to go with your heart, dude. You know what I mean? And it's one of the beautiful things. Try not to overthink too much on a lot of different situations. If you feel like, for an example, I was in a situation earlier where, I stuck with my word, right? I said what I wanted. Somebody tried to give me something, that I didn't ask for. So I had to just stay to my word, Don't have to get too much in detail what it was. But it just goes to show you guys, like, sometimes you just got to come off as respectable as you can. And just go with your heart. Just go with how you feel at the moment. You don't necessarily have to overthink about it and say, man, this person's disrespecting me or all that. You don't have to, because then when you start thinking like that, you start to, now it's okay to think when you get away from the situation, think back on it, but try not to overthink about the situation at first hand. Something little happens, like ask yourself, is it that serious? Okay, it ain't that serious. Okay, let me move on. You feel me? Like, it's just like little things that can be avoided. You know, I don't know if you guys go clubbing. You guys ever seen the story about, you know, somebody steps with somebody's Jordans, and next thing you know, it's a shootout. You ain't gotta take it there if it's just if it's some sneakers. And then you also gotta remember, fellas, when you guys go out, women, when you go out, people are out there and they hate, they jealous, they envy. Be careful these spots that you attend to, because when you're walking around here looking good and looking great and being happy and be joyful, misery likes company, and sometimes the devil's sitting there sending his advocates and his minions to come and attack. Sometimes they're set there to piss you off, to get you in a situation where you can't think and you react too quickly, and then you get yourself caught up in a jam. All because this was purposely intended from the devil. So just keep that in mind. But make sure you guys are acting with you know, just think about it. Think it through. Like I said not to overthink it, but still like rationally think about it and use your heart to say, look, ain't that big of a deal. I know this is just here to piss me off. I'm gonna keep going, right? So move your kind of self, be respectful. That's what I can really say. Just be respectful, let it go, and keep pushing. This was reading for the Capricorns. Hopefully I said anything that gave you guys some type of information, gave you guys some type of clarity with anything that you're going through. Hopefully my voice even just gave you guys some type of reality. I don't know. Hopefully it worked out though. Hopefully everything works out for you guys. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Like, share, and subscribe. Only if you enjoyed this video. Post notification if you want to know exactly when I drop a next video. And I'll see you guys on the next video. See y'all soon.